Hello, my friends. Welcome to Luna English Podcast. This is Luna, and today I want to talk with you about something that can truly change the way you live your life. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's not waiting for the right moment. It's self-discipline. Self-discipline is the quiet power that helps you do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. It's the reason some people manage to stay focused, to reach their goals, and to live with direction. And it's the same reason many people get stuck, feel lost, or give up too early. So why does self-discipline matter so much? Because life is full of distractions, temptations, and easy exits. You wake up, and maybe you want to stay in bed. You have a task, but maybe you want to check your phone. You plan to exercise, but the couch looks more comfortable. Every day you're faced with these small choices, and little by little, they shape the life you end up living. Self-discipline is what helps you choose the long-term benefit over the short-term pleasure. It's what makes you study instead of scrolling, cook a healthy meal instead of grabbing junk food, or keep going when the work feels boring. Without it, dreams remain dreams. With it, even the biggest goals become possible. And the good news is, self-discipline isn't something you're either born with or not. It's something you can build, step by step, like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Today, I want to show you how. We'll talk about where discipline comes from, how to practice it in daily life, and how to stay steady even when it feels difficult. Let's begin slowly by asking a simple question. What exactly is self-discipline, and how do you start building it? So what is self-discipline? It's the ability to control your actions, your feelings, and your thoughts in order to reach a goal. It's like being the driver of your own car instead of letting it run wild down the road. Many people think discipline is about being strict, hard, or cold with yourself, but that's not the truth. Real discipline is about caring for yourself enough to do the things that will make you stronger, happier, and freer. Think about this. When you brush your teeth, you don't do it because it's exciting. You do it because you know it keeps you healthy. The same goes for self-discipline. You don't always enjoy the moment, but you value the result. It's choosing to save money instead of buying something you don't need. It's deciding to go for a walk even when it's raining. It's sitting down to study English even when you'd rather relax. It's not punishment, it's self-respect. Every time you practice discipline, you're telling yourself, I'm in control, I matter, my future matters. Without discipline, life feels random, like you're being pushed around by moods, urges, or habits you didn't even choose. With discipline, life feels steady. You know you can count on yourself, and that builds confidence. So if you've ever thought, I just don't have discipline, remember that's not true. Discipline is not something you're missing. It's something you can practice, a little more each day until it becomes part of you. Where does self-discipline come from? It comes from your choices. Every action you take, no matter how small, is like a vote for the person you want to become. If you keep choosing comfort, you build the habit of giving in. If you keep choosing effort, you build the habit of discipline. It doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from someone else telling you what to do. It grows inside you, from the simple decision to act. Imagine you're standing in front of two doors. One says easy now, hard later. The other says hard now, easy later. That's the basic choice behind discipline. Do you eat the cake now, or do you keep your health later? Do you skip studying now, or do you enjoy progress later? Do you stay in bed now, or do you grow stronger later? The more you open the second door, the easier it gets. At first it feels hard, because your brain is used to quick rewards. But the more you practice waiting, the more natural it feels. Another important part is your environment. If you're surrounded by distractions, it's harder to be disciplined. If you prepare your space, remove temptations, and make good actions easier, discipline becomes smoother. But at the heart of it, discipline is not about forcing yourself with anger. It's about guiding yourself with care. You say, "I know this is hard, but I choose it because it will help me." That's where discipline starts, inside your choice, inside your reason. Why do small steps matter most when building discipline? Because discipline isn't built in one big day. It's built in the little choices you make again and again. Many people fail because they try to change everything at once. They make a huge plan, work hard for a few days, and then give up when it feels overwhelming. But self-discipline grows like a seed. You plant it, water it, and let it grow slowly. Think about learning English. If you study for 10 hours one day, you'll feel tired, maybe even discouraged. But if you study for just 20 minutes every day, you'll feel steady progress. That's discipline in action. The same is true for exercise, saving money, or building any new habit. The secret is consistency, not intensity. Small steps are easier to keep, and keeping them builds trust in yourself. Each time you follow through, you send a message to your brain. "I can do this." That message makes you stronger for the next step. Over time, those small steps add up to big change. Another reason small steps matter is they don't scare you. If the task feels too big, your mind will resist. But if it feels light, you'll start. And starting is half the work. So when you think about discipline, don't imagine climbing a mountain in one day. Imagine walking one small step, and then another, and then another. That's how discipline grows, quietly, steadily, through the simple power of daily action. How can you resist distractions? The first step is to notice them. Distractions often catch you without thinking. Your phone buzzes, you open it. A thought comes, you follow it. A video appears, you watch it. Discipline begins when you pause and ask, "Do I really want this right now?" That small question creates space. Space is powerful because in that moment you can choose. You can say yes or you can say no. You can return to what truly matters. Another way to resist distractions is to make them less available. If your phone pulls your attention, leave it in another room while you work. If snacks keep calling you, don't keep them in the house. If television tempts you, set a time for watching instead of leaving it on all day. When you remove the trigger, discipline feels easier, but the deepest part of resisting distraction is remembering your goal. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why does it matter to me? If the reason is strong, the distraction feels weaker. It may still whisper, but it won't control you. Each time you resist, you grow stronger. Each time you give in, you learn too, because you see how it feels. Don't be angry with yourself when you fail. Just return again and again to the choice that matters. Discipline is not about never falling. It's about standing back up. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to focus, to stay steady, and to keep moving toward what you want. Why is motivation not enough? Because motivation comes and goes like the weather. One day you feel inspired, full of energy, ready to take on the world. The next day you feel tired, heavy, and you want to do nothing. If you depend only on motivation, your actions will always rise and fall. Discipline is different. Discipline is steady, like a quiet engine that keeps running no matter the mood. It doesn't depend on how you feel in the moment. It depends on the choice you've already made. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you feel motivated. You just do it because it's part of your routine. That's discipline. The truth is, big goals are reached on days when you feel nothing special. It's when you don't want to work, but you sit down anyway. It's when you don't want to walk, but you put on your shoes anyway. It's when you don't want to study, but you open the book anyway. That steady action builds results. Motivation can give you a good start, like the spark that lights the fire, but it's discipline that keeps the fire burning long after the spark has faded. So don't wait for motivation. Don't tell yourself, "I'll do it when I feel ready." Instead, decide to act even when you don't feel ready. That is the real key to progress. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Over time, you'll discover a quiet strength inside you, stronger than moods, stronger than feelings, stronger than motivation itself. What's the link between habits and discipline? Habits are repeated actions, and discipline is what helps you repeat them until they become automatic. In the beginning, discipline feels heavy because you're fighting against old habits. Maybe you want to wake up earlier, but your habit is to sleep in. Maybe you want to eat healthier, but your habit is to snack. Maybe you want to study daily, but your habit is to skip. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline is the force that helps you act before the habit is strong. Once the habit is built, it carries you. It no longer feels like a fight, it feels natural. For example, if you decide to walk every morning, the first week may feel difficult. You need discipline to push yourself. But after a month, your body begins to expect it. You wake up, and walking feels normal. At that point, the habit is supporting you. That's why discipline and habits work together. Discipline builds habits, and habits make discipline easier. The cycle becomes powerful. You no longer think about whether to do it or not. You simply do it, like brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. The secret is to start small, repeat often, and stay patient. Don't try to build 10 habits at once. Choose one, give it discipline, and let it grow. Then move to the next. In time, your habits will carry you forward, and discipline will feel less like a heavy effort and more like a quiet rhythm that supports your whole life. How can you stay consistent with discipline? The answer is to lower the barrier to action. Many people fail because they make the task too heavy in their mind. They think, "I must work for hours, I must be perfect, I must give all my energy." And when the day comes, the thought of such effort feels too much. Consistency works best when the action feels light. Instead of saying, "I'll exercise for 1 hour every day," say, "I'll move for 10 minutes. Instead of saying, "I'll study for 2 hours," say, "I'll review for 15 minutes. Once you begin, you often continue longer, but the important thing is to start. Another secret is to create a routine. If you connect your action to the same time or place each day, it becomes part of your rhythm. You don't have to think or decide. You simply follow the pattern. For example, read after breakfast, walk after work, review English before sleep. Over time, the rhythm builds consistency without effort. Also, track your progress in simple ways. A mark on a calendar, a note in a journal, a check on a list. These small signs remind you, "I'm doing it, I'm moving forward, I can trust myself." The final part of consistency is kindness. Don't punish yourself for missing one day. What matters is the return. One step off doesn't erase the whole journey. You come back, steady, and continue. That's how real consistency grows, not from perfection, but from persistence. Why is self-discipline not punishment? Because punishment comes from anger, while discipline comes from love. Many people think discipline means being hard on yourself, forcing yourself, or living without joy. But the truth is the opposite. Real discipline is an act of self-care. It's saying, "I value myself enough to do what's good for me." When you discipline yourself to eat better, you're not punishing yourself by avoiding junk food. You're caring for your body, giving it energy and health. When you discipline yourself to study, you're not punishing yourself by missing fun. You're caring for your mind, building your future. When you discipline yourself to save money, you're not punishing yourself by skipping treats. You're caring for your tomorrow, giving yourself freedom. The feeling of discipline may sometimes be uncomfortable, but it's not cruel. It's protective. Think of a parent guiding a child. The child may not like the rules, but the rules keep them safe and strong. In the same way, your discipline is your inner guidance, keeping you on the path that leads to growth. So don't see it as something negative. See it as your way of showing love to yourself, both now and in the future. With this view, discipline stops feeling heavy and starts feeling meaningful. How do you build mental toughness with discipline? By training yourself to stay steady under pressure. Life will test you. Sometimes you'll be tired, sometimes frustrated, sometimes bored. Discipline is the tool that keeps you moving, even when your feelings try to stop you. The key is to practice small challenges every day. When you face a small difficulty and don't give up, you grow tougher. When you wake up early, when you finish the last push-up, when you study one more page, you're training your mind to stay firm. Another part of toughness is patience. Many people give up too soon because results don't appear quickly. Mental strength means trusting the process, even when progress is slow. Discipline helps you say, "I'll keep going because I know results will come if I don't stop." Also, remember that toughness doesn't mean being unkind to yourself. It doesn't mean ignoring rest or denying feelings. It means knowing when to push and when to pause, but never quitting altogether. Each time you face discomfort and continue, your mental muscles grow stronger. Over time, you'll notice that situations that once felt difficult now feel light. That's the reward of mental toughness. It gives you quiet power, steady confidence, and the courage to face bigger challenges. How can you manage your emotions with self-discipline? Emotions are natural. You can't stop them from rising, but you can choose how to respond. Discipline helps you pause, breathe, and act wisely instead of reacting too quickly. For example, when anger rises, discipline helps you wait before speaking, so you don't say words you regret. When sadness comes, discipline helps you still take care of your body, eat well, rest, and keep moving gently forward. When fear appears, discipline helps you face it step by step instead of running away. Managing emotions doesn't mean ignoring them. It means giving them space, but not letting them control your actions. A disciplined mind asks, "What do I need right now? What will truly help me?" Maybe the answer is to rest. Maybe it's to talk to someone. Maybe it's to keep working, even with the feeling present. When you practice discipline with emotions, you grow more balanced. You learn that feelings pass, but actions remain. And with that knowledge, you become calmer, stronger, and more in control of your own life. How does discipline build confidence? Confidence doesn't come from wishing or pretending. It comes from proof. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you give your brain proof that you can trust yourself. That trust is confidence. For example, if you say, "I'll study English every evening," and you actually do it, you feel proud. That pride is confidence. If you say, "I'll walk every morning," and you follow through, you feel strong. That strength is confidence. Confidence grows each time you act, even in small ways. The opposite is also true. If you break promises to yourself, you begin to doubt yourself. You say, "I can't trust me, I never follow through." That weakens your confidence. Discipline is the bridge that takes you from self-doubt to self-trust. It's not about showing off to others. It's about proving to yourself quietly that you can count on you. And the more you prove it, the louder your inner voice becomes, saying, "I can handle this, I can keep going, I can reach my goal." That is the kind of confidence that lasts. How do you recover when you fail at discipline? The most important step is to accept that failure is part of the journey. Nobody is perfect. You will skip a day, you will break a habit, you will give in to distraction. That's normal. What matters is how you respond. Some people fail once and give up completely. They say, "I ruined it, so it's over." But discipline means standing back up. If you miss one study session, study the next day. If you break one diet rule, return at the next meal. If you skip one walk, go again tomorrow. Failure is not the end. It's just a moment. What builds discipline is the return. Another key is not to punish yourself with guilt. Guilt wastes energy and weakens your spirit. Instead, look at the failure as feedback. Ask yourself, why did I slip? Was I tired, unprepared, distracted? Then adjust your plan. Maybe you need to rest more. Maybe you need to remove a trigger. Maybe you need to lower the barrier to start. Each failure can teach you something if you let it. With this mindset, failure becomes part of growth. The real failure is not falling. The real failure is refusing to rise again. With discipline, you rise, you learn, and you continue. How does discipline shape your future? Every action today builds tomorrow. Your habits today will create the life you live in 5 years. If you practice discipline with your health, you'll enjoy more energy, strength, and freedom later. If you practice discipline with your learning, you'll open new opportunities, new skills, new doors. If you practice discipline with your money, you'll enjoy security and choices instead of stress. Without discipline, the future feels uncertain because you can't trust your own actions. With discipline, the future feels steady because you know you're building it day by day. Discipline is the tool that turns dreams into reality. A person may dream of speaking English fluently, but only discipline, daily study, daily practice can make it real. A person may dream of success, but only discipline, steady work, steady effort can carry them there. When you choose discipline today, you're choosing the version of yourself you want to meet tomorrow. Each choice is small, but together they create the story of your life. And the story written with discipline is one of growth, strength, and self-respect. So what is the final reminder about building self-discipline? It's this: discipline is not something you wait for, it's something you practice. It's not about being perfect, it's about being steady. It's not about being hard on yourself, it's about caring for yourself enough to stay on the right path. Every time you resist a distraction, every time you take a small step, every time you return after failing, you're building the quiet strength of discipline. That strength will serve you in every area of life: your health, your learning, your relationships, your work, your future. Remember, motivation will come and go, but discipline can stay with you always. It's the inner voice that says, "I'll do it anyway." It's the steady hand that guides you forward. It's the power that makes dreams real. My friends, as you finish listening today, I invite you to look at your life and choose one small area to practice discipline. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Because discipline grows only when you use it. And once you begin, step by step, you'll see how much stronger, calmer, and freer you can become. Thank you for being here with me, and remember, discipline is your quiet superpower. Use it and watch your life transform.